Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I think this is gonna be maybe like a few days in the life, or not a few days in the life, but a few days of what I eat in a week. I did a video a few videos back. It was like my postpartum diaries episode 1, where I was talking about trying to get back on track with healthy eating and things like that. And this is kind of like a continuation of that, because I do want to shed some of this baby weight and get back to a healthier weight. So that requires a little bit of planning, a little bit of diligence. And that is what this video is kind of about. I just want to show you guys what I'm eating throughout the week. But yeah, I'm just gonna walk you guys through how I come up with my meals. I already did my groceries. I just got them in yesterday, and yesterday was like my first meal, but I will show it to you. It was actually pretty cold, or it's been pretty cold in Florida, and it was the perfect soup weather, but I didn't want like a super heavy cream-based soup, so I went with a Mexican meatball soup. They call it sopa de albóndiga. It's really good. It's very flavorful and a little spicy. Very, very good. Pretty minimal on the carbs because it's just zucchini, carrots, some corn, and then the meatballs that have a little bit of rice in it. So good. I did not film myself making this recipe. I wish I would, now that I think about it. But if you guys want to see me make it, then just let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to do that for you guys, because I will be making it again for sure. I will leave all of the recipes for what I am making down below in the description bar. And I do plan on filming some of the meals that I cook so that I can show you guys how to actually put everything together. But I want to go over typically breakfast items and things that I like to have on hand, snacks, because I am definitely a snacker, little sweet treats that are a little bit on the healthier side, less calories, less carbs, less sugar, all of that. And then the meals that I want to do this week. So like I said, I already did my groceries. I did them yesterday. I have to make another small order because I forgot some distilled water for my baby's formula and some salsa, which I need for today's recipe. But I already have the meals and all of that stuff set up. So let me share with you how I kind of come up with it. I have my phone on me, and in my notes app, I will keep a list. And I think I mentioned this in like my January days video when I was coming up with my grocery list for that week. But I'll keep a note on my phone, and every time there is a meal that I make that the kids really like or that we really like, I jot it down, and I kind of already have a good amount of meals that I can just quickly go to, skim through it, pick a few out for the week. But every once in a while, I want something a little bit different, or I'm in the mood to be a little bit more creative. So that is where I take to social media to get my inspiration. Sometimes that is Pinterest. A lot of the time I'm on TikTok, or I'm on like Reels, and I'm looking for recipes, and I will just type in the top like high protein meals or whatever it is. Those are specifically my goals, is to eat higher protein, a little bit less carbs, less sugar. And the beauty of it is that whatever they make, I can still tweak it to really fit how it is that I want to eat. So if they're using, I don't know, canola oil, and I'm trying to stay away from seed oils, then I'll swap that for avocado oil, etc., etc. So for this week, I will share with you guys what is on my list. Let me just pull it up. And like I said, I will film some of these recipes and even the snacks and things like that, just so that you guys can see what I'm making and how to make it. But if there's anything that you want to see in a little bit more detail, please just let me know. So on my list for this week, and there's no specific order. So the first one I have is the spicy honey garlic shrimp. I showed this recipe in my last video. I believe it was like my January days video. I showed me making this recipe, or actually no, it was 2 videos ago. Anyway, I showed me making this recipe. I put the recipe in the description. This is such an easy meal, but it is so good. It is my husband and I's favorite thing to eat right now. We are so hyper fixated on this meal. It's so freaking good. It's spicy and sweet and salty. It's just absolutely delicious. And we have it with the purple Japanese sweet potato. I just throw those in the oven, like I stab it a few times. That sounds bad, but I poke holes in it a few times, throw it in the oven and bake it, and then there you go. Sweet potatoes, shrimp. Sometimes I will do broccoli if I'm in the mood for like a vegetable. But yeah, it's a super easy meal, and it is so good. The other thing on the list is the albóndiga soup, or the meatball soup, and I already made that one yesterday. Super good. I also plan to do a creamy taco soup and use like the 1/3 fat cream cheese to kind of make it creamy. So that is another one that is on the meal, and I just load it up with like the ground beef. I do more of that than anything else, so it's pretty heavy on the protein. Another recipe for this week is street corn chicken bowls. I saw it with rice, but my husband isn't super big on rice, so I think I'm gonna do it with potatoes instead, or maybe I'll do rice and just throw a potato to bake or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's basically a bowl that is constructed of either the rice or the potatoes, the chicken on top, and then the street corn like salsa. And from what I remember, it's like fire roasted corn, light mayonnaise, cotija cheese, jalapenos, and lime. and I think like salt, pepper, paprika. It looks really good. I love like Mexican street corn. And I'm taking the easy way out as far as the chicken goes. I ordered a big bag of real good chicken from Costco, and the macros are pretty friendly. It's lightly breaded, pretty high protein, and I can just shove that in the air fryer and I don't have to season chicken and cook it. I'm looking for delicious, easy, convenient, hits my macros, and that hits my macros. So I'm gonna do it with that chicken. The last two things are a spinach feta pita burger. I saw something on Pinterest when I was looking it up, and I saw spinach feta, like a spinach feta burger with like a dipping sauce, and that sounded really good. So that is another meal that I have on the weekly agenda. And then the last meal, I'm not really sure what to call it because it's two different recipes kind of combined into one. I'm gonna call it a quesadilla bake. But basically, I saw one recipe where the woman made ground beef and added the taco seasoning, but then also added a little bit of refried bean to kind of make it creamy. And then the other recipe, I saw them use ground beef and they split tortillas in half, and they put the ground beef and then they folded it so that it looked like a little triangle, and then they put it in like a circular baking dish, and then they topped it with sauce and cheese and baked it. And that is kind of what I want to do. And I'm like, you know what? I could really tweak that. So I found some 0 carb tortillas so that I can keep the carbs down. I have the Siete spicy taco seasoning that I really like. I found the refried beans. And I feel like this is one of those dishes where like the toppings really make it. And I'm a toppings and a sauce kind of girl. So I'm really excited for that one. That's actually the one that I'm going to be making today. So I will film that for you guys. And fingers crossed it comes out really good because I've never done it before, but I have high hopes. And I'm pretty decent in the kitchen. So I think it'll come out okay. Humbly said, I think it'll come out okay. And those are the dinners that I have planned for the week. The beauty of our home and the dynamic that we kind of have going on now with 2 teenagers and a baby is that both of my older girls are out in school and they have lunch at school, or sometimes they'll hang out with their friends after school and they'll pick up some lunch. So I don't necessarily have to worry about making lunch. I just worry about breakfast and dinner pretty much. My oldest one, she likes to meal prep. So she meal preps some of her like breakfast sandwiches, and then of course the little one eats some of those sandwiches. So breakfast is not really something that I worry too much about when it comes to the girls. When it comes to me and my husband, we keep it pretty similar and honestly pretty repetitious, and it just works for me. Simple breakfasts like scrambled eggs and this spinach and feta chicken sausage from Applegate that I found at Sprouts, which is so good. And I don't like chicken. If you guys have seen any of my cooking videos, you know that I am not really big on chicken like that, and I will have one of those with scrambled eggs and some coffee and call it good. And then the last thing are snack and sweet treats. So our main snack right now has been cottage cheese. We really love the Good Culture brand, and I will put a little bit of raspberry jam with some pumpkin seeds, and it hits all the spots for me. I love the creaminess because it's cottage cheese, but it's also a little bit sweet and a little salty, and then you have the pumpkin seeds that are also salty but crunchy. It's a really good combination, and that's what I've been eating, and it's high protein, so that it's even better. It works out for me. But if I'm not eating that for a snack and I'm not having fruit, I have strawberries, bananas, and apples here, then usually that means that I am in the mood for a little sweet treat. And what I have been eating for my sweet treats have been these sea salt caramel like dark chocolate squares, and they're from the company called Skinny Dip. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. I find those at Sprouts. I really wish that they had them at Costco's, and they do, but they have like their version of like a Reese's peanut butter cup. I'm not super big into peanut butter like that, so I just picked mine up from Sprouts, but that is super good. That is one of the sweet snacks that I have. The other one is from the company Unreal, and they have this at Target, Walmart, Costco. They have the big bag, but they are the little tiny chocolates, kind of like an almond joy. After dinner time is when I want my little sweet treats. So if I'm in the mood for something with more protein, I'll do cottage cheese. If I just want something sweet, I will pick up one of those 2 little sweet treats, or the very last sweet treat. I get this from Sprouts as well, and it's called Honey Mama. I'll put a picture up on the screen. They call it like a cake. It is not a cake. In my mind, it is kind of like a chocolate slash fudge. A regular chocolate one, it is really decadent and very like rich, so I will snap off a piece of it and just have a small piece, and that really does knock out any kind of sweet cravings that I have. It is so good. So those are kind of like the 3 sweet treats that I have. So that is how I kind of construct my grocery list, my dinners, my breakfasts, my snacks. I sit down, I think about all of it. What am I in the mood for? What do I want to have on hand this week? What's on sale? What are we missing? Do the shopping, and then get to cooking. So I will come back to you guys in a little bit when I start cooking. Good morning, guys. So this has been my breakfast pretty much every single day. So I'm only gonna show it once because this is what I eat every single day. Sometimes I'll have a half a pita, sometimes I won't, most of the time I don't. And today I decided to add a little piece of Queso Fresco, but this is the Applegate spinach and feta sausage, 3 scrambled eggs, half a pita, and my coffee. And this will hold me over until dinner time. So good. So that is everything that I cooked in this last week. I will leave all of the recipes down below. Again, if you guys want to see how I make that meatball soup, the albondiga soup, please let me know and I'll make that for you in the next video. I had a lot of fun doing this video. I like doing these types of videos just because they're really easy setup, and I like the editing part and the music and all that good stuff. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below any of the recipes that you've made this week, and maybe we can kind of get some ideas from each other. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here, and until the next video. Bye, friends.